live.
Welcome all to the Finance Committee. Today's agenda is presented in front of you. Today is May 22nd at 6:30 p.m. We have a motion to accept the agenda as is.
Roll call.
A roll call. See who's here.
Okay, Ms. Cheney, Mr. Fisher,
Here.
Mr. Knapp,
Here.
Mr. Marks,
Yes.
Ms. Snyder.
Here.
Everybody's present.
Very good. We have a motion to accept the agenda as is.
Motion to adopt the agenda.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, perfect. Okay, we will start with, nobody to talk. Minutes from previous meeting. I have a motion to adopt the minutes as is.
Motion to adopt the minutes as attached.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Sharon, would you give that to David, please, to sign? Oops.
So today we don't have that much to discuss. The financial packet for review that was prepared, and we'll give it over to Mr. President on his absence today, so we'll give it over to Ron, who will give us the overview.
Okay, so for the month of April, fiscal year 23, the village had a combined bank balance of $3,777,520. Of this amount, $2,067,728 can be found in the village's primary checking account, while the balance resides in several dedicated funds. For the month of April fiscal 23, the village generated $88,640 in general fund income tax receipts. This number was 17% higher than the previous year. For the year, the village has collected $307,990 in general fund income tax receipts. This is almost 9% higher than fiscal year 22. The village has received its first biannual disbursement of real estate taxes from Hamilton County. Those came in March. The second biannual disbursement will be expected in August. So that's good news that everything's on track in terms of revenue collection. The village received $103,788 in general fund receipts. That number was $45,082 less than fiscal year 22. However, the village has not yet received the homestead apportionment for 2023. Last year, that number was $38,288 for the general fund. The village received $15,445 in additional funds from the DEA program, totaling $100,064. The village continues to be ahead of projected receipts of $200,000 for the year for that program. Top 5 payees for the month of April included payroll, Geiler, Deer Park Silverton Fire District contract, Rumpke Container, and the Ohio Police and Fire Pension Fund.
What was Geiler for?
Geiler was for the payment for the chiller.
On the children.
It came in and it's done.
Say that again.
Is it done? The project is finished?
It's done. They're testing. It's done. They're testing. So all the large expenses taken care of. There might be a small punch list of things to do, but for the most part, it's finished. Phase 2 of that program is going to be investigating our control system, because now we have this great chilling system that's not controlled because the pneumatic system has gone bad. So they're investigating whether or not to replace the pneumatic system or replace it with an electronic system. That'll probably be planned for fiscal 24 to do that next year. So wear jackets when you're in here. Total general fund appropriations spent for the month was in the amount of $225,120, which was $918 less than spent in fiscal year 2022. The village did have 25 outstanding payments that totaled $84,309, the bulk of which were payments to Deer Park Silverton and Jefferson Health Plan. Village administration will continue to monitor the appropriations and make any adjustments as necessary. Eric had not completed in the packet. We're going to start doing this on a monthly basis, but I have this to pass out to you. This is, it's redacted, but this is a statement from the Star Ohio Fund.
We transfer money in the bank account.
I was gonna ask that.
Yeah, I can't tell you offhand what the exact amount was, because I didn't ask that question, but we now have some of the funds that we're using through Fifth Third Bank are now in an interest-bearing account that we're able to pull money out as we need it to pay bills. So the April Star Ohio Fund balance stands at $1,516,861. Roughly, you can consider that $16,861 is interest that's been collected since the beginning of that fund. So we're also actively looking at creating a second Star Ohio Fund to store the DEA monies. They have to be separate because any interest earned for the DEA money has to go back into that program. But we'd like to do that so that can start gaining interest too, as we're sitting on a fairly hefty balance there too. That is the end of the fiscal report. Any questions?
Thank you, Ron. This is a nice amount of money here coming in for money that's doing nothing.
It's a good approach. What the best part about it is if something happens, we're able to jump in and pull monies out if we need to. So the flexibility of that account is a huge deal.
Like we said this before, but also thank you, Matt Betcher, for bringing this far.
Oh, yeah.
It was huge. That was huge. So if you're watching, Matt, thank you.
Get your phone and we'll call him. Other thing I wanted to report to you about, so apparently we can't read tax reports from the county. We've asked the question a number of times from the county auditor, when are our tax levies due? And they sent this convoluted report that has this one column of, well, the way we predicted or interpreted it, looked like the 7 mil levy was due at the end of this year. Well, we did that motion, that resolution at the last council meeting. We sent it to the county and the county was like, no, this isn't a 7 mil, it's a 2 mil. And we were like, oh, well then show us how to read this chart. So it actually is a 2 mil levy that's up this year. So we have legislation this evening to rescind the 7 mil and then pass on the 2 mil. So that's on the ballot in November.
That's a renewal, right?
Yes.
Correct, it's a renewal. So the good news is it's not 7 mils. The bad news is I was hoping that we'd be in a position to kill off the next 2 mil levy. We're not in that position to do that. The next time it comes up again is in 2026, which is a different 2 mil that I think was added in 2017.
Yes, that's what it says.
To cover and previously before that, it had been done to cover a lack of revenue that we had. So I think things have evened out. Unfortunately, for this round, we still need that $80,000 to balance the budget. But I think in 2 to 4 years, we'll be in a position that we can knock that out.
Okay.
That's all I know.
Ta-da.
Thank you, Ron, for the report. And the next item on our agenda was just covered, the 2 mil. Who stretched it back to 30 minutes?
No.
No.
The next finance committee meeting is today's date. That's good. Isn't that?
That's fine. I do have a question about the next meeting. It shows that all the meetings are consolidated in June on Juneteenth, federal holiday, is that correct?
Well, that could be a problem.
This is a problem. Yeah, I noticed that on the council agenda that all the meetings are on the 19th, which is the Juneteenth, which is a federal holiday, so I'm guessing we have to relocate that meeting.
So we would, so what I would do is, can we have a motion for the finance committee to meet on Monday, June 26th at 6:30 PM?
Which meeting?
June 20th. It has to be all of them, but he's talking finance right now, right?
Would be finance,
Okay,
correct?
I'm talking about all the meetings, because we.
I know.
That's our
Correct.
next
Can only do finance in this one.
I'll make that
Right.
motion.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so that
So
date
it
was,
Snyder
so
and
19 to 26, 7 days later.
yeah, and that actually works out timing wise because we'll have the 2024 tax budget for council to approve that night.
So the meetings will still be 5:30, 6:30, 7:30.
Correct, just different day.
all right, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn, happily.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Thank you.
What was that?
I'm just silly.
All right.
And we are clear.